gets in the fucking way of progression. But they are necessary in the sense that, and I'm recognizing this more and more as I get older, like, if we continue to go down that line and not consider the feelings of men, not little boys, because fuck them. A lot of these guys you're talking about, I can't stand them. Like, I've wanted to fight all of them. Because holy shit, the stuff that you tell me they would do, I'm like, how do you call yourself a man and then behave in that way? So it's a tightrope, man. It's a very small line, between those two things. But I do believe that there is a little bit more empathy that needs to be going towards men, and we need to kind of figure out a way to kind of balance that. Let men be men, like kind of fucking tell them to sack up and stop being a little bitch. But also as women, you guys need to recognize when you are emasculating your man, especially one that is functioning, that is doing his job, that is making you a priority and gets up every day and busts his ass. Like, that's something that I'm also seeing. I see it with fucking couples all the time. Men that are fucking boss as hell, man. They do everything right. They take care of their women. They pay all the rent. They fucking have good paying jobs. They take them on vacation. They treat them right. And then you'll see them in public and their woman will fucking bash them in front of everyone. Like, publicly shame them. That. And it's fucking horrible because, like, what is the man supposed to do?
Well, I see, like, I've had friends women that have been with men and they don't understand why things don't work out with men. But I've also seen these same women talk to their man in a certain way and, like, emasculating, like, talking to them like they're, like, beneath them or they're not a man. Like, and, I could joke around with you and say, like, oh, you want to fight? Let's go, blah, blah, blah.
Call me a faggot or a bitch or whatever.
I will call you every name in the book.
It's fine. I'll give
But in reality, I respect you as a man. I respect you as the breadwinner. I respect you. I know your role.
Yeah.
In this. And in front of other people, like, even those people that we're in front of and we're joking a certain way, we've always been this way. We were like this when we were as friends.
Yeah.
And it just, just went into our relationship. But, I mean, I'll be damned if we're really getting into it and whatever. If there are people witnessing, like, if I'm going to sit there and try to make you, even attempt to try and make you feel like less of a man in front of those people. If it's a serious thing, like, that's not cool.
It just makes matters worse, and it actually creates an environment within the paradigm of our relationship that it would wind up unraveling the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, again, we're coming back to accountability. It's you being unaccountable when you do those things, because there's no way it's all just my fault or all just the man's fault. Like, it takes two to tango, man, and whatever decisions you guys make as a team, it's a two-way street. And trying to put that all, and I think it has to do with, like, female behavior, especially in today's society where, things are shifting more in the favor of women overall. And I get why, but it isn't overcorrection. And it happens when things are wrong. It
happens with anything.
It happens when things are wrong in a society and people are being oppressed, and, those people, like, step the fuck up and basically go, yo, dude, this isn't happening anymore.
Yeah.
You get all this forward momentum, and you're trying to break down those walls, and you get to a place where you've won. You have the rights that you deserve, and things are on an even keel, but the momentum's still going in that direction. And even though you've won, it's like you're attacking people that don't deserve it.
Exactly.
There's innocent people getting caught in the crossfire, and I see it all the time now. There's great men. Some of them deserve it. Some of them deserve to be broken down because they fucked up, like, way beyond belief. And then some of them, it's like maybe they made some mistakes, and you're just, like, fucking chopping their legs out from underneath them, and it's like, dude, that is not a proportionate response. And then there's some people that haven't done shit wrong, and they're getting vilified. You're like, dude, what the fuck is going on? So things are volatile right now, especially for men. And again, if you bring it up to most, and I've had this conversation with women in my job, friends, whatever, and they bring it up in a way it's like, oh well, it's been 5 weeks, and you guys are getting your shit pushed in, and you're whining about it already, and women have been oppressed for the last 50, 60 years in this country, and it's insane. And I'm like, first off, it's definitely been way fucking longer than 5 weeks that this shit's been going on. It's been going on since like the 60s, really. And it's come to a head now because men are starting to fucking get pissed off. It's starting to fuck up businesses.
Yeah.
Men are not hiring. CEOs of companies are starting to not hire women at all because of it. It's become a whole big fucking issue.
Well, look at the way that the so-called feminists are going about it.
The reason why I bring this up, the reason why I went down this tangent off of what you said is because it does affect relationships. It affects men and women on a small scale as well, because it creates an environment where men aren't even allowed to be men anymore. Even the ones that are doing their job, they're being proactive, they're being providers and protectors. It's like the whole idea of masculinity is just fucking chopped down. So that's a whole fucking thing now, and it's just not okay, man. It's becoming so ridiculous. And the other reason why I brought it up is because women, signs of aggression, right? Which all people have aggressive tendencies. Like when pressure's on, you act in a certain way to defend yourself, and there's a level of aggression that comes with that. Women don't really get physical. Men do. Men will get physical with each other. Women, their main mode of dealing, how their aggression manifests is reputation destruction. Like they'll fucking absolutely destroy your reputation, which is fucked up for men because it's really all we have. That's our identity.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is cattiness and gossip.
Oh, that's big time.
That shit is like, a man has no defense against that, because it's socially unacceptable for me to hit you if you fucking start destroying my entire life. So like, what do I do? What do I do? Even if I beat you at your own game, now I'm just a bully, and that's another thing that men can't really do. So we have like zero fucking defenses against that.
How many women have to deal with that as well, though, from other women?
Yeah, but you guys can react. Men can't. That's my point.
Some of us isolate ourselves from other women because of those things.
Yeah, well, I mean, really your only defense as a woman dealing with that is to beat them at their own game.
Which is to be just as bad as they are with it. Which some women just don't want to have to go there with it because it's a waste of time and energy.
But that's like your whole hierarchy with your gender. Like men, it's like status and like brute force. Like that's our main paradigms that we utilize to climb the dominance hierarchy within our gender. You guys, like, you kind of have to be that. That's the only way you can kind of function. And not for nothing, women can like function and still have friends and be that way when they're showcasing that level of aggression. Men kind of have to control it in a way where it's used for a specific intent, or they become bullies, and even within their own gender, they're vilified. Like a guy being a bully and throwing their weight around, being aggressive for the sake of being aggressive, we don't like that. We're not cool with it. Like if you're just fucking, like a guy walks down the street, sees someone that's potentially weaker than him, and then overtakes him, emasculates him, beats the shit out of him for absolutely no reason other than to make himself look better, we don't fucking like that. We will, as a gender, fuck that dude up and be like, yo, you're a piece of shit, and help that guy out that got his ass kicked. That's how most men are. We can be vicious to each other, but most of our stuff is joking. We'll call each other faggot, you're a bitch, you're an asshole, like, fuck you, dude, and then hug it out and go grab a beer.
As a woman, I've definitely done some of those things that you say, and I get, like, whatever I fucking got going on with me, but I'm a woman, and as a woman, I've definitely been the one to sit there and back up someone that was being bullied, that was another female being bullied by somebody bigger than them or whatever, fought by their side. Like, I've definitely been in that position. But anyways, that accountability, people need to start holding themselves accountable more, like with relationships and everything altogether.
Agreed.
In workforces and whatever. Like, if somebody, okay, this is another thing. You get fired from a job, it's not, don't sit there and say it's just the job's fault. Like, oh, you know what, my boss sucked, blah, blah, blah. Also, look at what you've done at the job. Did you do what was expected of you when, you know, because they do explain to you what your job entails. Did you do everything that was expected of you at the job? Maybe that's, you know, maybe there's some things that you need to check yourself on and why you got fired from that job. I got fired from this job because, damn, I was lazy. Damn, I didn't show up to work like 90% of the time. I know it's like an exaggerated amount, but it's like there are those people.
Oh, I know them. I was one of them at one point.
I mean, I'm definitely guilty as charged because I have been that person. But you know what? I can hold myself accountable and say, you know what? I got fired because I was an asshole. I didn't show up to that job like 90% of the time. Or I was a dick to my managers. I was a dick to my, like, all my superiors, maybe my coworkers. Maybe I wasn't even just being a dick, but there's certain things that you can't bring on to certain jobs that you need to check yourself on, like, for those jobs.
Yeah.
Like, the way we're talking right now about things, superiors can't handle some of that. We're talking about accountability right now. There's a lot of them that are not accountable.
You mean like bosses and people that run companies and stuff?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, yes, sir. Mostly, like, here's the thing though. When you're talking about a company, someone who runs a company, I was in a company not too long ago that went under.
Indeed.
And I didn't get fired from my last job. Not even close, dude. It was actually the exact opposite. I was on the fast track to another promotion.
Got you.
I was gonna be a manager, and I just said, fuck it. I don't even want to be a manager. I want to skip that. I want to go straight to being a presenter. I want to be the one at the front of the room, running a room, making more money, making higher commissions, and doing my own thing. But the person who ran the company decided that they wanted to fucking cut corners and be greedy and make more money, and the company went under because of it. And it was a lack of accountability. They didn't want to hold themselves accountable to the standards of the legal system, to the standards of being a company owner. And they were young too, man. They were like the same age. So the guy was only like 2 years older than me, and he was a multi-millionaire. He made personally, his net worth was like 140 or like 150 million dollars. And he lost all of it because he was a little fucking bitch-made motherfucker.
Sure.
And that's what happens when you want to cut corners and not have integrity and not be accountable for your actions. And I have no sympathy for him because he fucked not just himself over, but dude, that level of responsibility, dude, you are responsible for, I don't know, dude, he had like hundreds of people in his company, thousands maybe. He was international. He had businesses in different countries, in different states, and dude, all over the fucking place. But I can go on about this forever. This is another topic we're definitely going to touch on for sure. This is definitely going to be a recurring theme because there's a lot of things we didn't get to go over.
Absolutely.
I wanted to keep talking about what you were talking about. There was things I wanted to go over, but we do have to wrap it up. We're coming to the end of the second part of this episode, but great debut episode. Fucking holy shit. I loved it.
High five?
Yes. Dope. I love it. Can't wait to have more people on here, to go live, to bring more people on. But until then, be better.
Do better.
Get your shit together.
Deuce.
See y'all on the next episode. Take it easy.